How are you? This is Mark Nejma.
And I'm Dan DeCamp, and this is the first Newsweed podcast where we're going to talk about
Newsweed and what we're doing and some of the current events that are happening today that have made me lose my mind.
Yeah, he's not in a good mood.
Yeah, I'm really not in a bad mood. I'm just a little worried about the future.
You know what I mean.
So Newsweed is a publication that we're trying to actually deliver truth in news.
Real news, yeah.
I know a lot of people say that, but I really feel like America is at threat if people can't go to a news source and get the absolute truth without any type of biased opinion attached to it. So Dan and I are just going to kind of talk about what we've been doing to try to bring Newsweed to life. Newsweed's been around since 2009. Back when I was kind of on the road for job creation and noticed that the news media would not cover anything. So we always took it seriously, but now we really have the money through investing to
Mark's done well in the stocks
to put
lately.
to put into the paper. Hopefully, I'll pass this off to a bigger company one day. But we really just want to establish that Newsweed definitely is always going to deliver the truth. So Dan has been working on a bunch of things he'll explain to you.
Yeah, so right now we're still in the process of getting all the nitty-gritty details done, but we're putting together a new website right now, which we're hoping to launch within the next day or two, I'm assuming, as long as everything goes off without a hitch. And just lots of ins and outs. We have the podcast going. We're getting journalists all on the same page right now, writing stories, submitting video, multimedia. We're just doing a lot of editing now, and just getting all the ducks in a row so that we could have a regular process for everything to be brought to you, to the public.
Right. The thing that you have to remember is the model of the news agency has changed over the past 20 years or so. And that is that, and the reason why we moved into fake news is because the only way to make money was either from advertising in years past or from getting what's called sponsored content. Newsweed is never going to have sponsored content, meaning content that people paid us to put up. So we're devising a brand new model.
Yes, that comes the other part of our business plan,
right.
Essentially.
We're going to try to have e-commerce, right? So e-commerce on many sites have worked, and we're hoping that if we can prove that we're telling the truth and we can bring you value in products, that we can generate some revenue there. We will also have traditional advertisers that pay us to advertise, but we're not going to allow them to put sponsored content up. In other words, kind of stories about their product that look like news. It's not going to happen.
And we could screen our advertisers for that. We're in the position to either let them advertise or not let them advertise.
Right. We will, however, have a section of the paper, of the website, in which people can post their thoughts and whatever they want. And they can be opinions, but and we're not going to stop anyone from having free speech. You want to hang yourself with your words, that's fine. But one difference between our site and others is you're not allowed to be anonymous. We have to validate who you are if you're going to say something, and you got to stand behind what you're saying. Newsweed will not accept people that are anonymous. It's just not going to happen because, if you're out there saying things and, you want to hide behind some ID, that's a crock of...
Yeah, it's not worth anything, and there's no credibility involved.
Right.
And that's
However, you can have your own opinion, though, right?
Yes, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. That's one of the things that make America great.
Yeah. So our business model is e-commerce. Our business model is advertising, traditional. Our business model is, trying to bring the truth. But another big part of our business model is investing. We have to take whatever funds we have and invest them, and we'll tell you what we've invested in and how we've turned out with them. The market's a little rough right now, pretty scary. Some changes since the Biden administration came in today. There was some comment about eliminating patents for the COVID virus. This has a drastic effect on how people will take on creativity. Even ourselves, if we were told, hey, you know, most of the news agencies out there are nonprofits now, you can't make a profit. I mean, what if they pass that law? I mean, we would really be screwed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm beginning to see, you know, I was all for Biden at first, but it's starting to seem he's got some pretty zany ideas on how stuff should be. It's my opinion.
I mean, personally, I think the way Trump acted, he threw us all under the bus because it's like he wanted Biden to get in. I mean, he just couldn't behave. So what is really happening to America? I don't really know. These are things that we'll have news stories on in the newspaper, in Newsweed, and hopefully come to a conclusion from the voices of our audience as well as the voices of our staff.
Yeah, exactly, and that's one of the things you'll see on the site. You could submit any news ideas. We got spots for tips, stories on there, so you put it in there, and like we said, it's not anonymous, but
right,
you know, there's a voice for everyone.
You know, Dan, I wanted to ask you. I'm trying to bring this paper forward for the culture that we can attract, and Newsweed obviously is about the cannabis industry.
Yeah.
And please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's 4 types of people involved with cannabis: people that smoke weed or use some type of THC or CBD. People that used to smoke weed.
That's me.
People that will never smoke weed.
That's you.
Me. And then people that are thinking about it. So
which is more and more people now every day.
Right. So with the
new laws.
Right, with the legalization in what, 17 states or 15 states?
I think it's up to 17 now.
Right. So, you know, I'll be on the road, knocking on doors, trying to get the story and video sent back to Dan, and Dan is going to be here trying to get the news back out to everybody else. And I promise you that we'll always try to tell the truth. Again, the business model may modify itself. I really can't figure out how else we can profit except the e-commerce, the investing, and
once the ball's rolling, the ball's rolling.
Taking on some partners maybe. I don't know what the future is in terms of funding Newsweed, but you know, we certainly would consider the equity markets in the future. I think the world really needs many companies like Newsweed, like the papers that you may be starting in your own hometown. The local news, the national news, the world news. It all matters, and it all matters if it's factual. And I hope that our model is copied.
Yeah,
and if it is copied,
absolutely,
please support those other people in their e-commerce. We cannot just have a country that's a world that's supplied by Alibaba and Amazon.
Yeah. You know, and then like you were saying before, and other people getting told what to say because they're paying your bills.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now, if anybody has products out there that they want to, get out, contact us. You know, we can run a commercial. Stories, people that want to be journalists, writers. There's many different aspects of a publication, from lifestyle to news to culture, sports, theater.
Everything.
Yeah, I mean,
you name it.
We're looking for cartoonists. We're looking for just about anything that contributes. Graphic artists we're looking for right now, and we're hoping that we can bring you the information. Now, we have some companies that do support us that I happen to own as well. We have a dating app called Love Appy. We would hope you would support it. Download Love Appy.
And let me just say something. That Love Appy is, it's getting improved and improved every day. It's out there on the market, but it is still a work in progress as well, and it's getting better and better. And there's more features. And I was saying it earlier. It's by far one of the better apps out there, if lesser known, but the functionality is superior to anything else I've ever seen.
Hey Dan, I'm Signal. single, and I actually want to try to find somebody through my own app.
Yeah.
I actually joined another app recently because you know, I'm trying to find a date or a lover, and it was awful. And I was like, there's no possible way I could ever meet anyone this way because you got that barrier. So Love Appy is like a voice app. But getting back to Newsweed, you know, Newsweed is about life, right? Everything that involves your life every day is what should be in a newspaper. You know, what's happening, so that you have an idea. I remember Mrs. Fisher from 8th grade, where she said, current events, current events. If you're not paying attention to current events, if you're not paying attention to what's important in the world, you're never going to be able to change the world. And most of the people that are listening to this or watching this, you have goals. Regardless of you think there should be fairness for everybody, you still want to get ahead. That's human nature, and that's never going to change. If you're going to get ahead, you're going to need to know what's happening in the world so that you can alter your direction somewhat so you can get where you want to get. Whether it's being the nicest guy in the block or being the wealthiest person in the world, it doesn't matter. You have to know the information, and you have to know what other people are thinking. So,
Well said, sir.
yeah, I think it's really important. What else do they need to know about what we're doing here?
Oh, you know, it really, just to keep on the lookout, I would say, because, you know, we're going to be doing new things all the time.
Yeah, I think creativity and truth pretty much go hand in hand. We're going to try to figure out ways to really entertain you. And we're going to cross our products. You know, music is a big part of the culture. Events are a big part of the culture. You can find events on Newsweed.
Well, you want to talk about that for a second?
Yeah, please tell them what you.
Well, it's his group that a lot of these events. We're local to New Jersey, the Jersey Shore, which is a happening spot in the summertime.
When I'm moving to Vegas, I'll have hikes there. Tennessee, as I travel,
which is beautiful. But anyways, that's what
Yeah.
hiking is. What he had mentioned, and
we even have a dance coming
run
up.
the Trail Shrinks group though.
Right.
And if you go on the site, you'll see it on our events page and on our Facebook page. So there's a whole list of events. Like, for example, where are you hiking this weekend?
I don't know, but we're hiking. I think Sourlands.
Sourlands, I believe. Yes,
which is
that was
near
it,
Princeton,
yep.
and another place. There's always Saturday and Sunday at 1 o'clock. But as I travel around the country, Dan, I'll schedule hikes
Yep.
so that I can stay alive
Yep.
and stay somewhat in shape.
Yeah. So there's always something to do. Bottom line.
Yeah.
And that's part of the culture too.
We should tell people that we're going to publish the paper. We were doing it monthly, but we're cutting it back to quarterly.
Yeah.
Sign up to get the paper delivered to your store. There is an actual price on the paper. That's only if you want to put it on your counter, if you have a coffee shop or some type of store. You know, people can then pay you. We don't want anything for the paper. It does cost us money to print.
Again, that's, you know, we're trying other ways to fund the real news.
Right. But the importance of paper, right? So everybody says, oh, we don't need newspapers anymore. That's an environmental problem. The thing about it is what's happened in the news is that other news agencies or search engines can target people. You know, how did we all get so angry at each other? Well, you know, we can get the American Indians angry at the white people. We can get the blacks angry at the American Indians. We can get this one mad at that one. Because the digital search engines are able to steer information that excites you or informs you, maybe they're being real legit. But it seems like everybody's hating everybody, right? Democrats hate Republicans. You know, men are hating women, women hating men. You know, transgender, LGBTQT. Why are we all divided? It's always been the same. I mean, that's the whole point behind the comments that people make. We've always been the same. Everything has always been there. But now, it seems like the traditional media has decided we should be divided. We should be angry at each other. We should point the fingers at people saying, well, they're bad, they don't like me, and I should not like them. We don't want to do
news.
Yeah, right. Creating hysteria.
Yeah.
But I would say that what we want most importantly is to just give you the information so you can make your own decisions and get people together. Events are huge. I don't think Newsweek can survive if we try to put on social media, because sooner or later one of these social media companies are going to shut us down. But you know
they'll
what?
shut that down.
Right, or they'll shut that down. But they can't stop you from going to a hike, going to a dance, going to a concert, and
They
you
tried.
know, yeah. And what we want, right, with the COVID, they tried.
I tried.
But Newsweed is going to be about bringing people together. We'll figure it out. We're going to make it happen. And I may dress nicer one day or not. You know, there's a lot going on here, and we'll see if you're going to like it or not.
Yep.
Anything
Agreed.
else?
No, that's it. That's Newsweed. That's podcast number 1, I guess.
That's podcast number 1. And, you know, our phone number is easy. It's 215-219-7666.
I think you mixed 2 phone numbers together.
Oh, 215-219...
7699.
7699, sorry. 215-219-7699. And just reach out, call us, pick up the phone, I'll answer it. Dan will answer it. What's your phone number? 581? No.
646-581-4666.
Right. So, you know, we're both here. Now, we do have another person, and we have some journalists involved. Going to holler out to Gary out in Arkansas. Going to hire out to, who's our friend in
Ryan in Washington.
Ryan in Washington State. Incognito, there's a Jocelyn that works here. But she likes to keep everything quiet. Can't give her last name, no pictures, nothing. But she works here. And we're going to have a lot more people involved. You have people in Chicago that have written for us. You have people in California. Diana, she's a great writer. She's more involved in the health side of it. She writes for us often. We have a girl up in Boston that writes for us. And we want more. We want more and more people to write, because how are we going to know what's happening in these places unless we have journalists there? So thank you very much. I want to say my thanks to Daniel.
Thank you, Mark.
He's been really a very sharp, hard-working guy, and I appreciate everything he's done.
You, sir.
All right. See you soon.